jetzt von unserem DJ ein Klatschrhythmus. Und jetzt beginnen wir nämlich mit dem ersten Goldfinale mit deutscher Beteiligung. Wo seid ihr bitte? Auf geht's!
Fancy a little bit of gold medal action? Well, you're in the right place. Time for the recurve women's team gold medal match, our first here on Recurve Sunday in Germany. And the Germans have got something to shout about here on home soil, as they will feature in this gold medal match against this trio of Turkish athletes coming out. Turkey, a very strong archery nation, but this team from Germany, from the host nation, is building in confidence. The experience of Kroppen, joined by the up-and-comers Bauer and Schwarz, are starting to make their mark on the international scene, not only in individual but in team competition. Let's go down for the athlete introductions.
Germany, Katharina Bauer, Michelle Kroppen, and Charlene Schwarz. On target number 2, representing Turkey, Yasemin Anagos, Eti Bacalan, and Jonas Korkut. The line judge for this match is Klaus Lückebeck.
So the excitement builds here in Munich, in the heart of Bavaria. Turkey came through the ranking round, ranked third lineup here. Yasemin Anagos, Izzy Basaran and Gulnaz Koskun going up against the team the crowd are right behind, right here from Germany on home soil, competing for the the recurve women's team gold medal is Katharina Bauer, Michelle Kroppen and Charlene Schwarz. Good way to start a competition, isn't it? Have the host nation involved.
Yeah, and it's it's always nice to shoot with your home crowd. I have had the chance to do it a couple times, and it's a really special feeling.
Start of the gold medal match, Katharina Bauer on the shooting line as Germany start against Turkey.
And immediately after she gets off the line, she starts telling her teammates, okay, I went off there, I did this for adjusting, and yeah, maybe you should do the same, because she hit the gold. So she said both of us are low, so maybe adjust for that a bit. And she did. That's the right elevation. Just a little bit to the left, but they have a good group to start with.
Yeah, the grouping, if you're new to archery, is all about how close that trio of arrows is together.
8.
Yeah. So also an 8. And again, that communication is key here. Getting off the line, immediately saying, okay, I did this, and it hit there, so maybe you can take that into account with your next shot.
A 6. Not what these archers at this level are looking for. Anagos onto the shooting line.
Great shot to recover, so limiting the damage between the two teams. Germany seem to have a really nice group, so if they can just move that group to the middle, they can put this out of reach for Turkey.
It's a good way to start that correction.
It doesn't get much more to the middle than that.
Charlene Schwartz.
She's right next to her previous arrow, so you can see that she's leaning over and adjusting her sight a bit.
It does mean notionally that they can't put this out of reach, depending on the measure, of course, on that last arrow. But Kroppen puts it into the 10.
Yeah, and that's a really, really good group they have there. So Charlene moved her sight. If she can get her arrows into the gold as well, I think they're doing really well. Turkey looked like they were maybe searching a bit more, but yeah. Again, the group is good. She hits her second arrow right next to her first arrow, and that's in archery. It starts with shooting a group, and then if you have a group, you can change your sight setting or your technique to put it in the middle.
Well, as you can see, this one is out of reach for Turkey, despite one of the German arrows requiring a measure.
Bit of a long hold, and maybe a loss of tension, but she must have known that this arrow didn't really matter for this set. Although even then, you obviously want to shoot your arrow in the middle, because then you know if your sight is correct, if your technique is doing well. So I'm sure she didn't give this arrow away purposely.
Yeah, I'm sure as well. The Germans will be very happy about the start for their trio. I would have questioned for you though, Chef. What is it with the bananas?
That's a very good question. I was scrolling Instagram the other day, and I think I saw hashtag Team Banana or something similar.
Right.
So there must be something going on there, and I suspect it's an inside joke, but maybe we'll get some clarification after this by one of their team members.
Yeah, I think it would be nice to find out, wouldn't it? Because I think Kroppen has got a necklace that's got a banana on it. And we've got a banana sitting next to the scope as well.
Yeah, and then they all have a little banana thing on their chest guard as well, on the back of their chest guard. So yeah, it is a recurring theme.
And the knock as well. Are they all yellow, the Germans? The end of the arrow. So we might get a chance to have a look now, depending on how.
Looks more purple than
that
anything
one looks purple.
Yeah.
I think some of them have got yellow. Look, see
There's
yellow
the banana.
knocks. Something to do with, I don't know, slipping on a banana skin maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's hope that they get to the interview and that we can we can hear over there.
Quite right. Well, there you go. Eat, sleep, archery, repeat. That's what we've got today here on Recurve Sunday. 2 sessions of the Olympic discipline coming at you right before your eyes. European Championships nestled very neatly between 2 Hyundai Archery World Cups. You won't have to wait long for the next one of those from Paris in just 2 weeks' time. And now we turn our attention back to the gold medal match between Turkey and the host nation Germany. Turkey trailing 2 set points to 0 will shoot first in the second.
It was a bit of a weird sound from her bow. I don't know if it makes that sound every time, but it was like a metallic sound. Sometimes if you shoot a bad shot, your bow will sound different, and you can judge if it was a good or bad shot from there. And this is not really doing them any favors with the way that Germany is shooting.
It's not very Turkish, is it?
No, we're used to them shooting a bit better, but for all we know, it might be more windy over there on the line than it is here.
Well, there was a proper conversation going on there between Katarina Bauer and her teammate Charlene Schwartz. So maybe you're right. Maybe there's a difference in the wind down in the 70 metre range, so it's calm on the shooting line and maybe a bit blustery down the other end.
Yeah, because if you have so much communication going on the line, I'm sure they're not talking about what they had for breakfast. I think they're exchanging information about where they are aiming. If they see anything in the arrow flight, you can see that the teammates are standing behind and looking at the way the arrows fly to the target. So yeah, there might be some wind that maybe goes over the audience and drifts the arrows a little. And again, very consistent. Last end she was in the top left in the red, and now she is high in the yellow. So it's just a matter of changing the group again, and she'll be good.
8.
Well, she went left 6 for the first arrow, right 6 for the second. Not what we'd expect from Yasmin Anagosh. Big opportunity for a very commanding lead here for Bauer and co.
10.
The confidence must be absolutely sky high now.
Yeah, and I think they get more and more relaxed as their shooting is going so well, and Turkey is struggling to find out where to aim and what to do. Another, I think, 10. It's difficult to see, but
9's enough.
yeah.
by a long shot. They've matched the score even without that measure being considered,
Yeah.
and they have 1 arrow left.
So just hitting the target will be enough for this set.
Crotten determined to get it in the middle. Crotten getting it into the middle. Another 9 there for a 55. This is a tremendous situation for the host nation. Chef, I often talk about the fact that, well, there's the banana again. I often talk about the fact that sport, every sport, archery as well, it's a case of opportunities come around, and it's what you do when those opportunities come about. Here, the Germans are taking great advantage of a lower than expected performing Turkey.
Yeah, and even though in archery you would say, well, the tactic will always be to shoot a 10, especially in windy situations, you can do some risk assessment. You can, if it's really windy, you want to aim off a bit more, but you can also stay safe and maybe aim off a little bit if you know that you have some leeway, so you don't accidentally shoot a really bad arrow if the wind drops away. So there is some tactics involved, and it's not always the case that you don't want to know what the opponent is shooting, because you can take a certain risk in certain situations.
Well, it's been tricky for Turkey, and Crotten anchoring the German team has been in a fairly comfortable position with each of her last arrows so far in this match. 2 sets of 4, potentially 4, done already. And Germany are 4-0 up in this recurve women's team gold medal match. Start of the third. It's a must-win situation for the Turkish team.
Yeah, and as the trailing team always shoots first, this is really their moment to put some pressure on Germany. And that's a great way to do so. So although, from what we've seen so far today, although an 8 is not necessarily bad, Germany has only shot 1 8 so far, and the rest has all been in the gold. So 27, that's pretty good. Although, yeah, from what we've seen so far, I think Germany will have no problem with this. So
Yeah, I mean, it's very good at 27 halfway through, but this standard and the way that Germany is shooting, I won't be too fearful.
Yeah, just looking at the group of Germany, they have that one left low 8, after which I think Charlene has moved her side. And then ever since then, they've only hit the gold. So shooting at 27 might not be enough for Turkey to actually get back in this match. It's a bit of commentator's curse there.
Yeah. Oh, you said it before me. It was bound to happen, wasn't it? But it does mean that Kruppen perhaps is under a tiny bit of pressure here halfway through. You can see Schwarz and Bauer in the background just discussing that shot. And another one. So a bit of wind perhaps.
Yeah, and they are communicating, and you can see that some adjustments are being made now. And they are constantly looking around, looking at all of the information that they can gather from the field. There's a couple of flags, like wind tunnel flags, wind socks they call them. And you can get a great deal of information from there, as Turkey is also hitting left. So I think something is happening on the field that might not be so easy to see with the naked eye, but that you'll just have to find out when shooting the arrow.
Another one's gone left as well for another 8. So this actually keeps things alive for the Germans here, having gone halfway through the set 2 points down.
And it likely confirms that they what they were thinking, that it might be the circumstances on the field making them hit left rather than their shot. So they can still fire confident shots without thinking, ooh, it was maybe me who shot the arrow in the 8. It was more likely the wind.
Well, let's see how the Germans have adjusted here. This is a gettable target, but they can afford to drop 2 points. There's one of them for the 9, so a better shot from the Germans from the last 2, but they need to match that score of 53 to get the 1 point for the 2022 European title on what would be a very special occasion for the Germans, who are shooting at home.
Well, maybe a little bit of over-adjustment there, meaning we'll get another set.
For sure we will. It's confirmed that Germany can't reach that target score of 53.
And now with this arrow, it would be nice to know for the team, like, okay, where did I aim that one? It was more of a feeler arrow, like a test. You could just shoot it without any consequence. You can shoot a good shot and see what happens on the field without having to aim off ridiculous amounts.
Now, I think certain factions of the audience will go, what on earth is Chef Vandenberg talking about? Wind? It looks lovely there. The sun's shining, it's very clear. But I think the key thing to explain on that front is that you guys can shoot in gale force winds as long as it's consistently strong, and then you can adjust for it. But the problem is it more exaggerated when there's no wind and then just a very, very slight breeze picks up somewhere?
Yeah. So when you're shooting in the wind still conditions, and you're getting used to those wind still conditions, you kind of shoot in a more relaxed manner. Typically, your shoulders and arms are more relaxed because you don't have to counter the wind with your form. If then suddenly a little bit of wind comes onto the field, you get caught off guard, or you can get caught off guard, making you shoot out of the middle. And then again, the arrows, as we mentioned previously, can fly up to 4 meters over the ground. They have quite a high curve, and the wind might blow over the stands, making it feel like there's no wind on the line. But because the arrows fly so high, they might get a little bit of drift.
So there you have it. It's the changeable conditions that causes these archers an issue when you're talking about the wind and the light as well. If everything's steady and stable, you expect archers of this quality to shoot the arrows pretty much in the same place almost every time. Turkey have fought their way back into this gold medal match. They still trail by 4 set points to 2 as they get the 4th and final regulation set underway. And straight into the gold, and a little bit more buoyancy from the Turkish team.
Yeah, a little bit more dynamic energy in there when she got off the line. I feel like the fighting spirit has gotten back when they won the last set. Something that is very it's always there in the Turkish team, that fighting spirit, but sometimes it just resurfaces.
10, 98.
Just the fourth 10 from the Turkish team.
Yeah, and I don't think that Germany has shot many more things, maybe one or two, but they've
they've only shot 3 themselves.
Yeah, they've just been more consistent in hitting 9s and maybe an 8 on a bad shot rather than a 6. So those 2 points, they only need to win back 2 points, because if they tie the set, they get 5 set points, or they get 1 set points, which adds up to 5 set points, and they'll win the match. So Turkey will have to shoot some good arrows, and that is one of them. They need to win this set. They cannot tie the set, or they'll lose the match.
And they still have it in their own hands here as well. 2 10s will put this out of reach. That's opened the door right up for Germany.
I think if Yasemin shoots a 10 here, they still get a really good shot, as Germany will have to shoot a 28. In this case, a 27. So 3 9s will do the trick, or a 10 9 8 or a 10 10 7, but at least 27 is what they need.
So they can afford to drop 3 points. Bauer to the 8, so that's 2 of them gone already. They can only afford to drop 1 more point here and still get the European title. Charlene Schwarz on the line.
It's a good 9. And this puts a lot of pressure on Michelle, but, well, if anyone, I mean.
So 10 for the win for Kroppen, a 10 for the European title on home soil. Well, she's hit the 9 for a 52, so currently the scores are all level at 4 set points apiece.
And that means that we will see a shoot-off. Wir sehen ein Stechen in diesem Golffinale zwischen Deutschland und der Türkei, weil beide Teams 4
Well, we have it that the scores are confirmed already at 4 set points apiece. Our first gold medal match on Recurve Sunday is going to have a what, Chef?
We're going to have a nice little shoot-off. So, yeah, both teams will shoot 1 arrow an archer. The highest score wins, and if they match scores, the closest arrow to center will win the match. So,
and there's confirmation from the target judge. Scores are all tied up. So we get like a mini set, a half set.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So basically it's just like a golden goal, essentially. You all get to shoot 1 arrow. Yeah, the team with the highest score wins, and if it's a tied score, so let's say both of the teams shoot at 30 points, the closest arrow to center will be the winning team.
So first score, then measure. And Chef, whilst they clean the target faces, they put new target faces on in case we need that measure. You got in tennis a lot on Compound Saturday. Golden goal, the football references today. Are you just trying to weave in every other sport? I mean, are you going to get fencing in at some point?
Well, it's an interesting sport. Maybe curling as well.
Well, you can see the crowd are buoyed up. I think the German crowd here would have preferred a straight 6-0 victory, but they're getting right behind them in the tiebreak, aren't they?
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a double-edged sword in this, and that it's always nice to see.
You did it. I immediately, very sharp. You got fencing in there, brilliant.
It's nice to see a shoot-off, but obviously they do want Germany to win. Although I think the nicest way to win is with a shoot-off.
Now they'll be sliding their minds into gear here, sweeping away the nerves. The shoot-off for the European title, the compound women's team, recurve women's team discipline, as Germany take on Turkey. 1 arrow per archer. Highest score wins over 3 arrows in this shoot-off.
Right now it's difficult because typically you shoot 1 arrow and then your teammate steps on the line and shoots another arrow. So you can say, okay, the circumstances at this point were this, but now there's another team shooting in between with a 7. Oh, they open the door, but now some time has passed, so the circumstances might have changed since Katarina shot. So it's a bit more difficult to communicate about the wind or the circumstances.
This is a big arrow for Turkey.
So all Michele has to do right now is to hit the gold.
That's it. Just hit the yellow part of the target. Easier said than done in these tough circumstances. But if she does hit a 9, she puts this out of reach. Oh, she's high into the 9. It's a lovely shot for Michelle Kröppen. A 26 is not gettable for Turkey. Got to be fair to the Turkish team. They were in all sorts of trouble right at the beginning. They fought their way back to force this shoot off, but Anagosh's arrow is meaningless, unfortunately, for Turkey. But Germany here can celebrate finally. They have taken the European title in the recurve women's team event here on home soil in Munich. Germany, the European champions. What a performance from them. They started at a real sprint, coming out of the blocks much harder than Turkey. Credit to Turkey to fight their way back in to force the shoot off. But in the end, the German steel and nerve was enough to take them to the European title. What a start to Recurve Sunday.
Yeah, this bodes well for the rest of the day. I'm really excited to see all the matches now.
Well, what a boost for the German team here on home soil, collecting the European title. First time of asking here on Recurve Sunday. And confirmation of the win for the Germans. And this new feature that we've seen this season of every team having a sort of little bit of a salute or a celebration at the end of a win.
Yeah, I think well, Germany is right in, in enjoying the moment and enjoying the last moments of the shooting in front of their home crowd. Although I think both Michele and Katarina are shooting later today in the individual matches, so they might have some time to enjoy as well in the afternoon.
Do you think the banana will be back?
I suspect so, yeah.
I hope we can find out the relevance of the banana.